Litigation space is entirely independent of the Syndicate territories, meaning that its planets cannot be terraformed, and that it as a system cannot be colonized. In fact, there are no habitable worlds in this entire solar system. Instead, it is populated by floating cities, which act as space stations that serve different functions. For instance, Refugencia acts as a sort of hub for litigators. It is where each of the off-duty personnel reside, and during their commission as a litigator, they are given free rein to do as they please, as long as they stay aboard the station. Their housing, food, and surprisingly, even their entertainment is covered and funded by the Lords. I am glad that at least this aspect of the Accords has been honored over the years. The second of these floating cities is Academia. This station is much smaller in stature compared to the other two. It is where the new recruits are tested by an internal department of former litigators, who were chosen to retain their titles. Now, the vetting system for a litigator is quite specific. If one were to show an outstanding prejudice for any one syndicate, they are immediately dismissed. This rigid filtering process is necessary. No one person is unbiased, and I would be the first to admit this unfortunate reality. However, true strength is the ability to set aside bias, which is rooted in selfishness ultimately, to approach a more mature form of decision-making. Concordia, the last vestige of the civilized. Concordia acts as a high court. You see, the syndicates do not make up one governing body, but a coalition with no formal name. And it is only under this roof where they may meet in confidence to discuss terms and other crucial matters. For example, Concordia may be used by syndicate lords wishing to participate in the litigation process, a request that requires my final approval. The court is also used to settle disputes involving multiple syndicates, such as granting permission to reprimand fugitives or political prisoners, which have managed to escape to neighboring territories, or even establish territorial boundaries through mutually enforced ordinance laws. This dynamic has now changed, because now I am the prosecuted, to be tried before Concordia. This has brought about a conflict of interest, to say the least. After all, what does one do when the highest-ranking litigator is to be tried before a court ran by litigators? I do not oversee every action a high court partakes in, but I am usually present in their affairs to some degree. This may be my only advantage I have over Lord Morse, considering my extensive knowledge of how Concordia operates. A single testimony has the capacity to preserve my life just as much as it may condemn me. A terrifying thought. But now my fate lies in the hands of the court's hierarchy, the guardsmen of suspended law.